What's up, guys? Big Papa Drock back with another Raid Shadow Legends video and back on the free-to-play, baby. And today we're going to talk about the fact that, yes, now that the competition is over, it's time to show real dominance, my friends. Real dominance, because now all of these sexy legendaries that I pulled, oh yes, your boy can finally use them. And use them he has, at least a little bit. So this is more of an overview of where the account stands currently, what I'm planning to do content-wise in the future, and where my focus is going to be. But as you can see, I've got a whole bevy of legendaries, LEGGOS, whatever, legendaries to pick from. And you'll also notice I've already invested in a couple of them. So I have leveled up my Theodore and my Aislinn to rank 6. I've still got to ascend them. I'm missing some potions, some arcane potions to do that. And then I've also started leveling some of my other legendaries. So the hardest question initially was, who do I rank 6 first? And I picked Theodore because I felt like Theodore could really make the biggest impact for me in the largest area of content. So obviously he has the ability to poison, which helps with dragon. He can do stuff in spider. He can solo different things, ice golem, whatever. So it was like, you know what? I think it's a no-brainer. He also helps in clan boss, funny enough, because it was increased speed. So Theodore was the very first person that I 6-starred, and then I really struggled with who to go next. And I ended up picking Aislinn because I really didn't have a great shield champ, or a really great ally protect and shield champ. So far the returns on him have been a little more middling, mainly because he's not fully built and my gear isn't that great. And then obviously one of the big differences between the two is he's not booked. There's no books in here, which hurts. And I think that's such a massive difference from, you know, legendaries to epics in this kind of competition. Is where do you get the books from? How do you make your legendary champions good, right? You know, like I had a ton of books still that I put into Theodore, and that's been big. So thankfully his chemistry is fully booked. His A2 is almost fully booked. A1 got some books, which is fine because it's decreased speed, so not bad at all. Great for Hydra in that regard. But yeah, just tough to get your legendaries to work the way you want them to. And then I look at how many more I have. I've got Gwendolyn, who's supposed to be great. I pulled a Countess Lix the other day, Longbeard, which will be great for Fire Knight, you know what I mean? Gerptuk is okay. And then King Galkabar is actually not bad, also does some healing and some shields. So yeah, just crazy to see how difficult it can be to get these champions where they need to go to make the largest impact. But on that note, where am I taking this account? Where is my focus? Well, first and foremost, the number one thing I'm going to be doing, of course, is working on my Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team. Because right now I'm not doing Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. I'm only doing Nightmare, and that has to change because I need shards and I need them badly. So that is the very first thing I'm going to be working on, hopefully this week. Maybe not right now because I've got to do work stuff later this week, so it'll keep me out of town, but hopefully by the weekend I have a chance to put together an Ultra Nightmare team that will allow me to start getting more shards more regularly. So that's the very first goal. I think that's everybody's first goal when it comes to playing this game, at least when you're starting to advance, because it does make such a large difference. The other thing I've started doing too is incorporating some of these legendaries into my dungeon teams. So for example, on Ice Golem, I was running Ice Golem 20 and I started popping Theodore in there. And really the biggest difference was not even that it went faster, but that it went 100% of the time. And that was a big difference from what I was doing before, because my team before was not a guaranteed 100% unless I manualed it. Now I can auto it. I don't have to think about it. I can just put them in there and rock. I haven't tried any of the higher stages yet because I don't want to burn energy, because we are still currently in the middle of this fragment summon for Eostrid. And yes, I will be getting her. I am 5 fragments short, but that's going to come from an artifact enhancement event. So I will complete the Eostrid fragment summon, and this very well might be the next champion that I 6-star. It's going to be a really tough call, I think, between her or potentially Longbeard or even Gwendolyn. So I'm not quite sure. So if you have an idea of who I should do, by all means let me know in the comments down below who you think should be the next one. But I'm leaning Eostrid just because she brings healing, she brings increased speed, increased attack, decreased speed, weaken. Would be great for Hydra. Really, really, really good for Hydra content. And that's big because I need to get that Mithrala. And that is another champion that I really want to try to push towards. In terms of how long I'm going to do this for, I really don't know. It is tough to juggle multiple raid accounts, as many of you know. I've never done it before, on top of juggling those accounts, plus a full-time job, plus trying to make videos like this and do content creation and live streams. It's just a lot. So I don't know how long this will go for. I'm sure at the end of it, I'll either keep it and make occasional content on it, or maybe I'll give it away. We'll see. Depends on how much time I have and how hard it ends up being to push. But I really am going to try to keep going, because I want to see, like, what can I accomplish now that I'm actually unrestricted, now that the cuffs are off and I'm allowed to play this account like a normal free-to-play player would play it. What am I going to be able to do? And how will the legendaries that I have pulled so far open up new areas of content that I haven't completed? The other big thing too, like, again, talking about completing content consistently, I think that's one of the biggest differences so far between having legendaries and not, is that now I can do hard dragon and I don't have to worry. It's 100%. If I do stage 2, 100%, maybe not the best use of energy, but as someone who wants to try and get better gear, maybe snag a mythical here or two, doing a couple of these, you can see doing them a lot faster than I was doing before. Not a bad idea, excuse me. And I think I can push even higher, to potentially stage 10. So I haven't had a chance to do that again because I've been in this fusion. And then otherwise, obviously, we're going to get this new champion, this login champion that's kind of disappointing. I don't know if I'm going to really do much with her since she's so specific to Sand Devils. And unlike her, I did pull a Muckstalker, which I've leveled up, I think, to level 30 or something. I don't know. He's in here somewhere. But it is something to keep in mind that we will be getting another champion. I think she'll be there. He is. There he is. I think she'll be pretty low on the list of who I'll be investing in. But you can see here, this is the entire roster, or who I ended up with. There's a couple in the vault, which I'll show. So overall, really phenomenal luck with the LEGGOS. Incredible luck there. And then some decent epics that weren't necessarily the best for the competition, but will certainly help me in faction wars and other areas of the game as I continue to progress. I think the biggest goal that I have for the next several months is get the Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss going, hopefully get to a 1 key within the next several months. That's a big ask, so we'll see. That's definitely not easy to do, but hopefully get to 1 keys on the Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. Arena wise, I already made it to Platinum during the competition, so there's not really much to achieve there. I'm not going to be able to push really like finish in Platinum or stuff like that. That's out of the question, given the speeds that I have now. But I would love to see how far I can take this arena, or this account in Arena, and also how far I can take it in Live Arena. Right now, it's very much, I have the team I use is Arbiter, Armands, Duck, and then Rathalos and Mordecai, or Rathalos and Vogoth is pretty much where I go. I don't really think my legendaries that I've pulled are going to make too much of a difference, other than maybe Countess Lix, who I think would actually be really solid for Arena, given what she does skill wise with decreasing turn meter, decreasing speed, and blocking active skills. But I don't know, this might be a little too niche and not someone I want to invest in when I'm trying to do more PvE content. So this will be a very different experience because it's going to be very PvE focused, like most raid players are. But I will see how high I can push in Arena, especially as I get better gear, because that is the big trick here. My Armands is my fastest champion. He's sitting at 296. That's obviously way under speed for what you need in order to compete at the highest levels of Arena. So the goal will be to see how high I can, how fast I can get him. I think, funny enough, for Live Arena though, Armands is, especially this level, such bam bait that I don't think he's going to end up being my fastest champion. I think that will probably end up being Arbiter. And again, she's booked as well, which is great. Armands is mainly booked. Rathalos is fully booked. So I managed to do a pretty good job of booking some of these champions, but oh man, I'm going to have to get really lucky to start booking the rest. But it should be interesting to see how far we can go and what the legendaries open up for me in terms of content. Because again, I made it to the hard mode dungeon on every piece of content with the exception of Fire Knight. And I don't even know if I can do Fire Knight hard even now. I don't know if I have the right champs for this. I'd have to really look and see kind of strategy wise what would make sense. So maybe at some point I'll try to push that, but I have been able to start pushing more in Curse City with my legendaries as well. So Theodore has helped me to get further in here, as has Aislinn, which has been great. Some of these stages of course have requirements and restrictions, so that's part of it. But then also just in general, some of these champions are just a lot more powerful than the epics that I was using before. And then for Doom Tower, I've managed to get up to what, level 50. I hate that the Scarab boss, I hate that it goes Scarab, then Frost, then Scarab again. Really not fun. I don't know if I can beat this champion unless I really regear a lot of stuff. I had to regear my Cold Heart and Destroy just to have a chance to beat him before, and it was the closest battle. It literally went to 1400 and I think 84 turns. So I was 16 turns off of hitting the turn limit. So it was close. So got a lot of work to do there. And then faction wars wise, like we've made some really good progression. Definitely a long way to go in a lot of this stuff. And also that comes down to how many champions can you level up. So yeah, a lot of work to do. Mission wise, we're on the gear, you know, stuff for Ramantu with the glyphs. I mean, fusing Rosin Scarhide, by the way, how the heck are you supposed to do this? I guess I just keep pulling shards till the you know, rares that I need come out, because currently I don't have them. And that's so funny because when I was on my main account, I was never something I thought of because I was buying shards and there were just rares all over the place. Well, I don't have every rare that I need for this. I know some of them you can get. I've already got it Erinyes, but some of them you can get from, you know, doing specific stages, but these, it just looks like, oh, it's only in a shard. So that's kind of crazy to me. That's nuts that that's an actual quest, that there's no way to get these champions except randomly by luck. Then again, that's also pretty similar to Lady Mikage, and I already have one, and a lot of the other champions that I need, or at least a couple. I've got Enda, I've got Eolfrig, so I'm gonna work on trying to fuse her as well. That's a goal also. But anyway, I hope you'll come along on this journey with me. You know, what can I do on an account where there are no restrictions, where I can use any legendary I want? How far can I push? What can I achieve? And how long will it take to get there? And most importantly, will I have the stamina? Will I have the time to invest to make it happen? So I think we'll do this for at least several months, maybe longer. Maybe we'll go to the end of the year if things go well. I'll tell you this though, if I were a full-time content creator, I would play this absolutely without a doubt. I would play this and I would play the other account, because free to play really does scratch that itch in some ways that spending in this game cannot, in terms of just certain challenges that are really fun to try to eventually figure out. So a lot of work to do. Let me give a quick little overview of the Great Hall. This is obviously never how you would normally build a Great Hall, but I've been grinding on getting medals, and I plan on investing into accuracy first, as I think that will make the biggest difference in the content that I am trying to do so far. So anyway, guys, that's an overview. That's where we're going. That's what we've changed already in terms of integrating these Legos. It's really just been more consistency, and as we go, hopefully it will mean pushing further, and also most importantly, able to do Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. So be on the lookout for a video on that coming soon. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful day, and let me know in the comments down below if you're looking forward to watching me figure out how to be a real free-to-player for a real long period of time, potentially. All right, guys, I'll catch you later. Big Papa Drock out.